Our top story, new messaging from the White House. Press Secretary Jen Psaki claiming Republicans are against President Biden's massive spending plan because they're, quote, rooting for inflation. We can't make this up. Psaki tweeting this, quote, question why, when Americans are seeing higher prices, are Republicans united against a bill to lower core costs on prescription drugs, health care, child care, and elder care? Answer, they're rooting for inflation. Here now, Karl Rove, former President George W. Bush senior advisor. He's also a Fox contributor. Do they know how stupid they sound, Karl?
Apparently not, because they keep saying goofy stuff like this all the time. But, I mean, think about this. This bill, which we don't even really know the price tag on, but it's $1.75 trillion, probably much larger because of all the budget gimmicks in it. Most of that money is not spent until starting in fiscal year 2023 through the next 9 years. Less than probably 5% of the bill is likely to be spent in this fiscal year, and yet somehow or another this is going to, spending a bunch of money is going to reduce prices, and even though most of that money is spent in, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now. I mean, it's just, you know, where's this all going? I can't figure it out.
Well, I've always said desperation is the world's worst cologne, and I might be some miles away from D.C., but I can smell it from here. The facts beg to differ on this because it is policy after policy out of this administration, particularly on the energy sector, that's causing certainly the spike that we're seeing in oil and gasoline prices.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you call a halt to leasing on federal lands and in federal waters, if you ramp up the regulations on oil and gas development, if you close down ANWR and drilling in Alaska, thereby crimping supply and driving up costs for production, why should you be surprised that suddenly prices go up? Now, think about this. What do they want to have happen in order to bring prices back down? They want Russia and Saudi Arabia and the Arabs to produce more. And they recognize that if you have more supply, prices will go down. But rather than saying we want American workers and American jobs and American environmental standards, which are tougher than any in the world, we want those to be put into play in order to bring prices down. No, they turn to our arch rival Russia and the people in the Middle East who don't like us and say, will you solve the problem that we are creating here at home?
Karl, they want high prices. I've said this all along because the higher prices make alternatives more economically feasible or financially sensible. And you actually heard, again, Jen Psaki the other day saying the high prices are evidence, evidence of the reason that we need to spend more on alternatives. They want Americans to suffer for this end goal for Greta Thunberg's dream world.
Well, but think about this. I mean, this is ridiculous. Higher natural gas prices, which we have right now because supplies are being crimped, that's our principal, that's the largest single source of electricity to power our economy. So, yeah, so let's crimp natural gas prices, drive them up, driving up electricity costs and utility prices, and let's try and convert ourselves into an electronic economy where we have electronic cars and everything is just powered by electricity and none of it by hydrocarbons. But at the end of the day, natural gas is the largest single source of electricity that we have in America today, and nothing else. All these other things are going to take decades to replace natural gas if you were to attempt to do it. And the cost of producing energy using these renewables like wind and solar are much higher. And guess what? What happens if the sun doesn't shine or the wind doesn't blow? Where are we left then? We can see what's happening in places like California and other places that rely heavily upon renewables. And when they don't blow and they don't shine, you got a problem.
What happened in Texas last winter? Also, what happened in England with the wind turbines in the North Sea, Karl? But of course, when when Joe Biden and company create a problem, and then people wake up to it, what do? They blame somebody else, and then they use demagoguery to try and, I'm quoting a tweet I read today, to like shift accountability on it. So what happened? The White House sent the Federal Trade Commission a letter saying talking about, I want to draw your attention to mounting evidence of anti-consumer behavior by oil and gas companies. So they've ordered the FTC to crack down on, quote, price gouging. Again, what do you make of this?
Well, a convenient scapegoat. You notice they didn't put out any of their mounting evidence because there isn't any. Do you think that these oil companies who are under tough regulatory scrutiny would engage in illicit activity and affect this price? This price is being driven up by decisions made by this government in large part, and also by the fact that last year lots of people left the energy industry when the economy shut down and there was less demand, and they have yet to come back to work. So. But you're right. They create a problem or contribute to a problem or don't solve a problem. And what do? They blame the opposition for it. Oh, it was the Trump policies that resulted in the open borders. It's the Trump administration and the Republicans who are opposing our beautiful bills to spend an additional $4 trillion this year on top of the $6 trillion federal budget. That it's the Republican opposition that's creating inflation, not the fact that we got too much money chasing too few goods. I mean, this is just these people have no shame. For Jen Psaki to say that is really it dishonors the job that she has as White House press secretary.
Before we go, I'm going to speak to Senator Thune right after this. But so Nancy Pelosi, the CBO budget score is going to come out on this New Century welfare monstrosity. So what happens now that Pelosi and Biden have been, well, here's Pelosi talking about the cost of it, the dollar amount. She did this weird, like, zero thing like this. Zero. So what are they going to do when that score comes out on Friday?
Well, first of all, let's be clear. The cost of this is not zero. The cost of this is at least $1.75 trillion, and in all likelihood more, because they use 10 years of revenue to pay for 3 or 4 or 5 years or 6 years of most of these programs. So the cost is what we take out of our pockets and pay for it, and it's going to be big. So this whole idea that we're so stupid that $1.75 trillion of federal expenditures is going to cost the American people zero, they really have no respect for our intelligence, do they? We're idiots. No. We're idiots.
No, they do not. And they keep talking about the energy sector like we don't understand what fuels our automobiles and what a great benefit it's been to our economy. Cheap and plentiful fuel in this country raises our standard of living. Karl Rove, great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dagan.